is Yoko Sasaki. I work in the sales department of a big company and I'm always full of energy. Good job, Yoko. You always look so cheerful and happy. Really? Thank you. That makes me even more motivated. My job is busy, but I have good relationships with my coworkers. How's your husband? He works from home, right? Yes, he's often in his workspace because he's busy with work. But having work is a good thing. My husband, Kota, works from home as a designer. He's a popular designer and often works late into the night. I support him. One day, when I came home, I noticed something wrong with my body. I feel so tired. I took my temperature and saw it was over 38 degrees. I couldn't do any housework and collapsed onto the bed.
Yoko, are you home?
Kota. I'm glad Kota is home. He can help me when I'm not feeling well. I was relieved to see Kota peeking into the bedroom. But then, Kota looked at me, lying in bed, and said,
I'm hungry. Can you make dinner?
What? Dinner? Despite feeling confused, I tried to get up slowly, but I couldn't. What should I do? I think my fever is getting higher. With trembling hands, I took my temperature again. 40 degrees Celsius. Sorry, Kota. I can't make dinner with a 40 degrees Celsius fever.
What? 40 degrees Celsius?
I didn't think it would be that high. Being always energetic, this fever is a big deal for me. Kota should understand that too, but...
Really? Today's your turn, right?
When we started living together after getting married, we divided the housework. But lately, Kota kept saying he's busy with his work, and I ended up doing everything. But I have a high fever.
40 degrees Celsius is no big deal.
No big deal? Are you serious? Kota was waiting for me to get up at the bedroom door. Even though I looked very sick, he wasn't worried at all.
What's wrong, Yoko? Normally you wouldn't slack off just because of a little cold, right?
I'm not slacking off. Can't he see that I'm really sick and lying here? I can't believe this. I really can't move.
Fine, I'll just go buy something from the convenience store.
In the end, Kota pouted, grabbed my wallet from the bag at the entrance and left. I can't believe Kota doesn't care about me at all. I felt like crying, lying weakly on the bed, shocked. Kota, is he back from the convenience store? After a while, I heard the front door open. Realizing Kota was back, I wobbled as I tried to stand up. I don't have much appetite, but I need to eat something. You're back, Kota. Did you get something for me? I staggered into the living room. Kota was eating his convenience store food and glanced at me.
Why don't you go buy it yourself?
What? I was speechless at Kota's unbelievable words. Get my own? You didn't get anything for me?
Well, I didn't know what you wanted.
What? You didn't get anything for me while I'm sick in bed, but you got food for yourself?
By the way, did you clean the bathroom? Are you going to do it now?
The bathroom. In a daze, I leaned against the wall and managed to answer. Sorry, I still have a fever, so I can't.
Really? You gotta be kidding.
Even though I was swaying from my fever, Kota looked visibly annoyed.
Just scrub the tub a bit. It's easy.
Then, why don't you do it, Kota?
Fine, I'll just take a shower then.
Though he said it was easy, Kota quickly gave up when he had to do it himself. He resumed eating his meal. His clothes and empty juice cartons were left lying around. He doesn't clean up anything, even though I have a fever. Kota doesn't change at all, even when I'm sick. He'll probably leave his meal trash on the table once he's done. Feeling shocked that Kota didn't care about me and didn't do any housework, I managed to drink some water. Unable to eat anything, I went back to bed feeling defeated. I need to call in sick to work. Barely conscious, I informed my company that I'd be taking a sick day. I also sent a message in our work group chat about my absence. Soon, my coworkers sent me a message worrying about my health. Everyone was concerned and encouraging me, but Kota didn't even ask if I was okay. Tears welled up from my coworkers' kind words, and I realized Kota's coldness for the first time because of my fever. A few days later, I recovered.
Oh, Yoko, are you feeling better?
Yes, my fever is gone. Kota came out of his workspace and saw me cooking in the kitchen, looking happy.
Great, I was so hungry.
In a good mood, Kota sat down heavily on a chair, grinning.
I had convenience store food the whole time you were sick. I was getting tired of convenience food.
In the end, you didn't cook for yourself while I was bedridden.
Cooking is a hassle. I'd rather spend my time working.
Kota, playing with his phone, waiting for the food to be served. Seeing this, I was thoroughly fed up. There's no food for you.
What? No food for me?
Yes, I only made my own. Why don't you cook for yourself or buy something from the convenience store? And don't take my wallet. Use your own money. I said this with a smile, and Kota looked stunned for a moment, and turned his face red. He started to get angry.
What are you talking about, Yoko? I'm a popular designer. I'm busy with a big project right now. I can't cook.
Then go buy something from the convenience store. It's just around the corner.
Why should I have to do that?
Kota glared at me, confused and angry.
You always cook for me. I'm busy with work every day. Why are you being so mean? Even while you were sick, I was still working and earning money.
Mean? What are you talking about?
Huh?
I replied calmly, and Kota, who had been angry, looked bewildered. Working while I was sick? That's a lie, isn't it?
What? Of course not. I have a big project.
That big project got cancelled, didn't it?
What? How did you know?
Kota, who had been arguing confidently, suddenly looked away embarrassed. I had the flu. Even after my fever went down, I had to take some time off work. So I had time to relax and do things I usually don't have time for, like looking things up online. So I searched Kota's work performance. I thought you're a popular designer, so you would be doing great.
Yes, exactly. I'm a popular designer and...
Then, I found out your company went bankrupt 6 months ago.
What?
The company went bankrupt. So the large projects you had been contracted for also fell through, right? I smiled sweetly, and Kota's expression changed to panic.
No, that's not true.
Then why haven't you put any salary into our joint account for months?
Salary?
Kota, who had been flustered, turned pale.
My work costs money for equipment and expenses. I've told you this before.
Yes, that was the story. But it's strange that you haven't put in a single yen for months, and you were withdrawing money. So my earnings were steadily decreasing. If you're using your income for equipment and expenses, you shouldn't need to touch my salary, right?
Well, that's...
Kota, looking uncomfortable, mumbled and avoided my eyes again. His reaction confirmed my suspicions. You're not working at all right now, are you?
What? No, I'm definitely working. Sure, the company I used to work for went under. But now I'm freelancing and getting tons of projects.
If you were really working, you wouldn't have needed my wallet to buy food while I was bedridden. You could have used your own money.
Well, it was too much work.
Too much work to take your own wallet with you? That's not it. The truth is, you don't have any income right now and can't even afford convenience store food. Even now, when I told him to go buy something from the convenience store, he didn't move. His eyes kept darting to my wallet. I realized he intended to use my money. Seeing him like this made me feel even more detached from him. So I told Kota, "So, you've been holed up in your room, not working, just playing games?"
What? No, I haven't been playing games. I've been looking for work every day.
Don't lie. I got the credit card bill.
The credit card bill?
It showed charges for game purchases, increasing every month, especially last month's bills were terrible. I held up the statement with the marked items. Kota turned pale instantly. There were so many charges I didn't recognize, mostly for game purchases. I've been too busy to look at each charge, but while I was off work, I had time to go through the bills. I even checked where the charges were coming from, and found out they were from game companies.
Well, that's...
Kota, you haven't been working at all. You've just been playing games while I've been working. And you took advantage of me being busy to increase your game purchases. If you had at least been working hard in your room, that would be one thing. But you left all the work and chores to me. And for the past 6 months, you've been lying about working, while actually doing nothing. Even when I had a high fever, you did nothing. You didn't even show any concern for me.
That's because you're always so energetic, Yoko.
That's not an excuse. If I'm usually healthy, you should have even more concern when I fall ill, shouldn't you? When I, who am usually healthy, took a sick leave from a high fever, my colleagues at the office were really worried about me.
Ugh.
Kota was desperately trying to come up with an excuse, sweating profusely and his eyes darting around. Leaving someone who is unwell and going out to buy food for yourself, and then eating it alone. I was genuinely shocked. I never thought you were such a cold-hearted person.
Cold-hearted? Isn't that a bit much?
Too much? Then from now on, I won't worry about you at all.
What? That would be a problem, Yoko.
Kota suddenly panicked and clung to me.
Does that mean you won't cook for me anymore? You won't wash my clothes or clean the house?
I am truly appalled. Kota, you've taken it for granted that I would do everything for you. Yes, I won't do anything. Household chores and work should be shared between the two of us. We agreed to split the housework when we first moved in together, didn't we? But it's not right that you've made it seem like it's only natural for me to do everything. When I stated this firmly, Kota couldn't argue and looked flustered, because he couldn't use the line. I'm busy with work he'd always used on me before. And I don't want to be with you anymore, Kota.
You don't want to be with me anymore? Please don't say that, Yoko. Well, I was wrong.
It's too late for apologies now. Besides, you don't even understand why I'm angry, do you?
That's...
His silence confirmed it. That's what I hate about you. When I was suffering with a high fever, you left me alone, and I was deeply hurt, because I had never experienced high fever before, and I had spent time with Kota without witnessing the unbelievable side he had. But after this incident, I lost all affection for him and decided to get a divorce. Afterward, I quickly prepared the divorce papers and presented them to Kota. This apartment is in my name, and I paid for it, so you'll need to leave.
What? Where am I supposed to live?
Kota, in a panic, turned to me for help, but I was no longer swayed. Find a place yourself. You've had plenty of time since you lost your job.
Find a place myself? I've never done that before.
Then now's the time to start. Everyone has a first time for everything. When I replied calmly, Kota was at a loss for words. And I'll give you the equipment you've been using so far. You'll be able to manage on your own, right? I mean, you're a popular designer, after all, right?
I'm actually not popular or anything.
Yeah, I know. I know you only claim to be a popular designer.
What? How do you know?
Because when I searched online, I couldn't find your name as a designer at all. When I looked up Kota's work on the internet, I had a hunch. Kota was just a no-voice designer. Yet, I believed his words and supported him, trying hard all on my own. Kota, you've been deceiving me all this time. You said you were busy because you were a popular designer. You used my money, saying it was necessary for equipment. And even though you claimed to be earning money, you were just playing games.
That's...
Don't make excuses. You lied to me because you wanted an easy life. But that life ends now. And so, I divorced Kota. After that, Kota sold off the equipment he had been using and could no longer work as a designer. Now, he's barely getting by, working part-time and living in a small apartment. Good morning, Yoko! How have you been since then? Are you feeling better? You always push yourself too hard. Please don't overdo it, okay? Thank you, but I'm okay now. I don't have to push myself anymore. Really? That's good to hear. I was always worried because you seemed so busy. Thank you for worrying about me. Since separating from Kota, I've been able to enjoy my life at a more leisurely pace. I used to do everything for both of us on my own. It must have seemed like I was always incredibly busy to everyone around me. Even though Kota was at home, he never helped me. In fact, he left all the housework to me and did nothing himself. He even kept spending my money without letting me know. Now I can use my time and money for myself, and it's much better this way. By the way, Yoko, you seem more lively than before. Really? That makes me happy. Oh, by the way, would you like to go out for a drink sometime? There's something I want to talk about. Now, I live comfortably in an apartment without Kota, and spend the money I earn from work on myself. Rather than feeling sad and lonely with someone else, I find my life now filled with enjoyable times with my dear friends.